you need to, anyone. I'm probably going way over right now. Taking turns when having a conversation. Inferring or knowing by the way someone's standing there. When they tell, I am not mad. Well, your whole body says you're mad. So that whole piece, there are some kids who totally do not pick up on that. Clueless. Don't look, don't know, it's not easy. So when you look at someone who is really socially good, and when I'm talking about socially good, I mean everybody likes them. Everybody. They're very attuned to if somebody is left out. They'll back up and they'll make sure there's a place for that person to talk. They are very polite. They listen to people. So, it's just a powerful tool as an adult if you can communicate socially. And I look at my husband, who is a very learned man, but he just is painful with small talk. And we have to, we really do, if we're going in someplace new, especially when we move down here, okay, these are 3 topics you might want to talk about. Because he's not the skill. And you might want to think, we've read the paper, we've discussed them. Why don't you talk about those? Or here's 3 don't talk about. We're going with 3 other couples down in Florida. All of them strict Republicans. Here we are, the Democrats. Don't talk about it. Okay? Don't talk about it. So, anyway, social skills are very, very important and can really make a difference. So I'm going to quickly go through that. Metacognition. Metacognition is this awesome place when you can start thinking about how you think. And by middle school, I think they're able to do that, but I think very early on, you can start these conversations with kids. Where do you learn best? Case in point, when I was at home in my other home, I had this really ugly pink chair. It wrapped all the way around. We didn't have anything else pink in my house. Kept it in the guest room. But whenever I had to read, I went to that chair. Because when I went to that chair and read, when I got up, I got stuff done. We've got to teach kids that. Where do you get stuff done? I'm trying to put together the handouts. I took it to my great big island in my kitchen. It's the cleanest space I have in my whole house. I need that clean space when I have to spread out. Talk to them about where are you most productive? Think about it yourself. Where do you go? Get yourself back there on a regular basis if that's where you are productive. Do you need music? Do you need snacks? Do you need a pencil? Whatever it is, moving to that place of metacognition is so important. So I'm going to end here. I talked about all the constructs. What I had in the packet was I had 3 examples of students. And I wanted you to read that little scenario and then see if you could figure out where they would fit. I gave you a form. Here it looks like this. And it's kind of a profile of all of those constructs. And what you would do, this is an example of one that was done on a random child. It doesn't have anything to do with what you got in cabin. But it shows you how to move from weakness to strength. And if we had some time, we're going to go over those and see if you could find where this child who was being described would fit in this area. The more important thing would be, if you have a child struggling in your room, take it back to your room and see where they fit. Here's a blank one. And then do it for yourself. Where are you as a learner? Because think on those terms. You're going to teach the way you learn best. Always. That's the way it is. So you may have to really look at who you've got in front of you. It comes easy to you if you do it this way, but it may not come easy to others. So really important that you look at both of those. Again. Now, I know I didn't have much time no time for questions, but I'm open for questions. If anybody wants to stay, we can talk about questions. Anybody wants to try to do that with a child who's struggling with? I'd be glad to sit down. So,
thank you. I think this is just so great. It is something that's very familiar to our school, but it's not out there everywhere. I think most teachers are teaching to the one learning style, the logistic, logical learner, and when kids don't fit in the box, they're frustrated and they give up, and that's why all these, programs are created for our government to pour in all this money to help those kids, but we're doing it all right here. But I think it's good to remind ourselves, and the big thing is that they don't all learn like we do. If I learn this way, I assume everybody learns that way too, and they don't. So I think that's really important to remember, and then bringing in all these different materials so you can catch everybody that needs the different things. But, fair is giving everybody what they need. We always say that around here. I was thinking about your pencil idea about the grips, and I would think in other schools, teachers might say, but, our district says we have to use those number 2 pencils, so I can't get those other ones. Well, that's just a shame, because it's okay to let people do different things. The other thing I was thinking about, teaching your children where they need to be to get the work done. Okay, this is your punishment. You have to sit over here because you can't work over here. No, this is your reward. We're going to problem solve together because this is where you work best. This is where you're most successful. It's your office, whatever it is, to make them feel good about that, not bad about it.
Oh, it's so much in how you present it.
Yeah.
Don't go to an extra desk if you present it as, hey, we're going to work hard today. You really do well when we use that desk. Let's get it going. Let's get it on. Bring it on. Move it. And I know it might sound silly to you, but I think it's just so important when you're doing it. So I agree.
I love what you talked about, the prickly learner, or the prickly kids too, the ones that you're like so frustrated with at the end of the day, but I promise you, after all these years in education, you will feel so good at the end of the year when you've made progress with those kids. Sometimes those prickly kids have been my favorite at the end of the year. You spend so much time, but you see the results and you see the changes. Don't give up on them. Keep loving them. Find their strengths. Find what works. They're not doing it just to drive you crazy. It's something they're struggling with.
And if there's preschool issues that you'd like to do with a small group of preschool, we can do that. This is really broad. Every one of these could be a whole day of understanding and putting you through thinking about it. So very quick and dirty, as we say. So there's so much more.